Welcome, guys. It is currently 25 to midnight. We can all hear me doubled up. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's currently 25 to midnight. That means that the North America Prime is going to be going on in 24 minutes. So I'm going to try casting that. I've got some pretty cool, exciting news, though, so I'll just jump straight in. Some of you may remember last week, well, a few days ago, actually, I expressed an idea I had about making casts a little bit better. And, hello there, Turtle Emoji, it's good to see you. I had an idea about making, visually, like I was thinking technically minded, things that you could do to improve casts. And one of them was that when you see the scoreboards during the game, right now it's just kind of like an abstract number, right? Like, that just goes up. And it's easy to sort of miss, and you don't interpret it too easily, and I don't know. Like, again, what I really think a good cast needs is to be as accessible as possible to total noobs and people who don't know anything. People who don't know to constantly look at the minimap. People who don't know to constantly look at the scoreboard. And it can just be, you know, it's a bit too abstract. It's funny as well because I remember when the devs were going into Guild Wars 2 that they wanted to make things a bit more visual, right? Like, because Guild Wars 1, it was so much about the hexes and the enchantments, and they wanted things more visual. But then they came out with Conquest, which is entirely around score, that, yeah, you can kind of see territory represented physically by the color of the nodes, but it's a bit weird. It's not as transparent as, say, oh, how deep into the base have they penetrated? Is the crucial NPC in the middle of dying or whatever? I mean, we get that on Legacy. But anyway, so yeah, the score is kind of an abstract thing. And I said, I had an idea. What if you could scan the screen and you could basically print those numbers to a text log and then feed the text into a very simple, like, image that is masked, and the mask removes, right? So you get basically a bar that grows as the point score goes up. And so I said this, then a stream or two later, Dosty came and said, no, that's a terrible idea, it won't work, it's too difficult, I tried it out and it won't work. Well, CVPCS was working on it as well. Seems to have been galvanized by the naysaying, which, by the way, I think we all appreciate. And has done something pretty freaking phenomenal. Has made it happen, guys. Has made it happen. Hasn't just made it happen, but has done all this cool stuff along with it as well, like a full, like, control boards. It's incredible. So I want to show this off, and we can release this tool to the PvP community. It's really badass. I genuinely think all casts should use this thing. Far be it from me to impose my will on everyone else's streams and things, but it is pretty goddamn cool. So I'm going to practice again today, and we're going to show off the tool. It is really, really, really exciting, guys. Trust me, it's very exciting. So, yeah, I want to try it out. We will demo it. So, yeah, we've got 20 minutes till Grant's game goes live. I could demo it with a hot join, probably, as long as someone's actually in one. Let's see what else we got here. All welcome, bienvenidos. What the hell? Hall of Reflection. Do you think people are actually playing in the Hall of Reflection? Everyone welcome, blue, but no. Well, that's locked. All right, let's try this one here. Trust me, guys, it's really good. It is really, really badass. Before you release it, make sure it's okay with Cliss Cleary. It doesn't hook into Guild Wars at all. It doesn't need a D3, D9 or anything like that. So we'll just hit spectate here. And hopefully this will just work. Oh, it's not saved my previous configuration. Okay. I guess I should remember to save the previous config. That's fine. It won't take too long to figure out, though, guys. So we need to be 5 pixels down, and then, like, X number across. 41. There you go. A little bit to the left, probably. Okay, good. And then we want to be 5 pixels down. And then we want to be... probably about there, probably. Turn that down. Gonna make sure the music is a little bit low. We're also gonna turn down the announcer volume. I think on a good cast you wouldn't have that. So yeah, if you look at the top of the screen, Now, I've not quite got the overlays perfect, right? So don't judge me too hard here. If you look at the top of the screen, you can actually see bars that... Look at how good this is, genuinely. So they don't quite mix into the UI perfectly here. But you can see bars that represent the score of the teams, right? So we can do it this way. I could organize it in all kinds of different ways, right? But so basically, if we watch, say, Spaghetti Deity here, when this team... Are they actually fighting? What are they doing here? But basically, you'll see the blue bar is constantly growing. Every little tick, you'll see the blue bar is going up a little bit and up a little bit and up a little bit. But if someone, like, kills a Lord... In fact, I could join and kill a Lord, couldn't I? What build am I on right now? Yeah, let's kill a Lord for the red team. And I'll show you what it looks like when a Lord dies. What is my build right now? Okay, do I have a Warhorn? Or a Focus? I have a Focus. Let's put a Focus on, at the very least. Warhorn might be okay, but yeah. We'll go for killing a Lord, at least. So we'll go over. And whenever a kill comes in, you see it come up. So, I mean, I'm astounded at how good this actually is. Like, again, you can ever so slightly see the texture, right? Like, let's not focus on that too much. But there's so many cool things. Like, I threw out the idea that you could do it so it's like the animation of when you get experience in PvE. And how that feels and how that looks is it rolls in. And that's basically what's going on here as well. So, I'll show you. How about putting them above the minimap? Well, I like the idea of them expanding out. I just think that the texture work needs to be slightly different, so you can't tell that it's not one. You can do this so that it looks like one continuous texture. That wouldn't be a problem. Like if you look at the bottom here, my red overlay, that blends seamlessly into underneath the skill bar, which is the default stuff. So like you could do that, or seamlessly enough, right? I've never actually tried to kill Lord on this build. We'll see how terrible this is. At least we get some reflect and things. God, so much CC. The CC chaining, I feel like I'm a rip. I actually almost made a semi-angry video earlier today. But, I was in the middle of making it, and then I realized that I'd been completely unprofessional idiot. And I'd forgotten to record as I was going my footage. Wow, this actually really hurts. This is insane. Oh, God, I just got chieftain pulled, and it cancelled my overload, which is really annoying. So yeah, I realized that I had completely flubbed it up and I ended up getting rid of it. But it was basically about why Renegade is trash, because I mean, I've been really struggling on Renegade. Really struggling. Maybe I'll do a Q or two, but it is a real, before the tournament, I mean. But it is a real challenge, guys. Honestly, it's crazy. And I just kind of wanted to talk about, because now that I've played a lot of it, I think I can actually give really good advice as to how to improve it. And it doesn't need that much. It just needs the 3 F abilities to be worth the damn. That's all it is. And it's easy to make them worth the damn. They just need, like, radius improvements. They need, like, certain changes. The siege does nowhere near enough damage. I know I did a game of the day where I suggested that it did quite a lot, but... Or that you could manipulate it to some extent. You really can't. So, really, we didn't want to break that break bar there. But it's fine. We'll make do. As long as he doesn't interrupt this overload, I'm alright. I want the mic from it and the damage ticks. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not too happy with Renegade at the moment. I'm really not. But we'll see what else we can do. I mean, it's fun. It's just like a really terrible core guard. That's basically what it is. It's a core guard with less block, less resustain capability, less cleanse. That's what it is. And it's got, like, there's cool plays you could make, like getting everyone else's condies off and all that. So what's the cooldown on this guy's heal skill, by the way? What is the actual cooldown on the heal skill? I guess we'll have to see, because there is a chance it'll be impossible for me to beat this. My cursor just blinked in a weird way. Let's see. Well, it wouldn't be impossible. I just actually have to focus. So, we'll try and get the break bar low. There, we have to break it now. No. I'm not going to get it, though. Damn it, man. Oh, come on. I just want to demonstrate this thing. A red guy. Come kill this with me. There's only 20 seconds left in the game. This is lame. Oh, I'm not going to get it in time. You've been struggling on Sword Weaver? Oh, I guarantee you, Sword Weaver is a billion times better than Renegade. Here, we'll interrupt his next one, but we've only got 7 seconds left. We can't show off. This is lame, man. Any other build, and I would have just killed this straight away. Whatever. We got top healing just from that. We got top healing. I can't believe it. Oh, right. So this is out of position again, right? So you do it, something like that. But yeah, there's like a way you could set this up, I'm sure, that it would look good, right? and it would look like it's smooth. But you'd have to fit it. Something like that, probably. Same again. Well, I don't want to do it on this build. Let's go on to the Rev, and we'll do it on the Renegade, sorry, and we'll do it from there. SAB. Yeah, SAB came back. SAB did indeed. I've been doing the Super Adventure reward track. In fact, I've almost finished it. To get all of these boxes here. Like the monkey loot box. Excellent item to ping to your enemies, by the way. Whenever you find that you have some kind of a problem. Shall we just do... How long have we got? We've got till 1:15, right? Sign-ups open in 13 minutes. We could do one queue. Let's do a queue. I'll show you Renegade. I don't know what variant I've got set up right now. So yeah, Marauder, links at the moment. Because you basically listen, if this had swiftness and this had protection, sorry, if this had swiftness, this had protection, and this hit worth a damn, it would be a thing. But it needs to be like that. This also needs a higher base heal, or Jarlis needs a higher base heal on his heal, because none of the heals can compete with 100% extra health from Glint. Not to mention all the other shit that Glint gives you, like reveal and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's literally all it would need. If these were actually worth the damn. But I'm forced into certain runes because I'm so slow and immobile otherwise. And, this is basically just never worth popping ever. Ever! It's like... A tiny little bit of a cherry on top after you've won a fight anyway, kind of thing. And yeah, for the other things as well, I'm actually on Retro at the moment. Invocation, Renegade, this is quite nice. Lasting Legacy is probably a lot better than Vindication, by the way. Because basically, as cool as Vindication is, it's like, oh yeah, we'll do the Citadel Strike, yeah, whoa. It's 5 more bullets, that's it. It's 5 more. It's nothing, man. If this halved the energy of Citadel Bombardment because they're too scared of creating something like Meteor Shower, then fine. Or if it reduced the energy to any extent, if it reduced the cooldown to any extent. But, like, it just feels so crippled because the entire thing is just so painful. Like, if energy was not a mechanic, if all this build had to do was work with cooldowns, it would still be a bad build. I don't think ArenaNet realized, like, how busted bad this is compared to everything else in the game, but that's genuinely true. If energy wasn't a mechanic, this still wouldn't be competitive. It's not just lackluster, it's so frustrating as well. And that's after we gut it of half of the new stuff they added, which is the spirits, which again, I can kind of understand if they're not available in PvP as anything good. I think that's, you know, probably intelligent. Lotus, it's good to see. Oh, you're not gonna stay for at least one? It'd be really good. Anyway, yeah, let's clear the scores here. May I ask you, what's your opinion on the display with all the characters we have in Guild Wars 2 right now? Because I saw the Guild Wars 1 character screens and they just look so cool. Do you think we could have some similar ones for the future? What do you mean you saw the Guild Wars 1 ones? Is there some news? I'm not going to put them on the spot or anything. But I had a message from Steven. Or SCW, I think he prefers to be called, right? On Reddit. And let's see here. Let me log in. So he watched the video I did about his update to Guild Wars 1 and the AMA. He actually watched that, which I'm very humbled by. But he sent me a message after he watched it, just saying, hey, that was cool. Like, just being a nice guy, right? Which, again, like, is kind of bizarre and surreal. But, yeah, he says, thanks very much. Where is it? That's me saying thanks very much. Yeah, he says, fun, just watched. Thanks for reminding me about the login screens. I think it might be tough to find the art, but we do have almost everything stored in a source control system. ... So maybe ... But it could be hard. That's what he says. That's what he says. So, I don't know. One day, guys, maybe he will. I mean, and then I sent a little response encouraging him because I'm like, yeah, I really want that. Yeah, that'd be really cool. But, yeah. Also, yes, the next episode of the LP will be up as soon as this cast is done. The next episode of the LP will be up. You probably mean the splash art for the professions in the character screen. I don't know. Like, because we've been talking about the loading screens lately, it could be kind of fun to go see them all. Maybe that's what someone did. But, okay, so there's so many cool things this could do if it was good. Give people alacrity, pump out loads of might to everyone, save them from condi pressure, rip boons from all these boon-heavy builds, great gap creation potential. There's a lot of really cool stuff here that it could have. And then, obviously, burst, right? And good downstate cleave. But the downstate cleaves, but none of it's there because it's all just so undertuned. So this guy's going in for... Immediately got interrupted by walking into his mark. That's fine. We'll go for a quick kill here. So we'll get in with the death strike. We're going to back out. I got it CC'd. So yeah, there's major CC problems, right? You're going to get CC'd all over the shop constantly. So all you can do... Did he rally? No, he didn't rally. It takes, like, extreme attention. Like, there I got feared by the downstate body, and I'm dead anyway, because they're just going to free cast on me all game. It takes... I'm getting stomped in stealth, and I'm going to be a rally bot here. I tried to retarget him, but I didn't. Oh, my God. He didn't even rally, so that's fine. Yeah, it takes extreme attention to the degrees that I will never, while I'm streaming, be able to demonstrate this well to you guys. But ranges, especially on Colosseum, one of the reasons I don't think I can play this is because if you try... Here's the thing. If you try to play an off-meta build, or make a build, and it's bad, but you stick with it too long, you will actually loathe the balance devs. There, I miscast this. You will loathe the devs. You really, really, really will, because it starts to feel so insane that they could ever let this thing you're playing be so underpowered. And you get really pissed off with everyone else who can face roll. Like, Rangers can just face roll, especially on this map, right? And they will kill you 9 times out of 10. There's, like, almost no engagement that's a good matchup for you. It will leave you furious if you actually try on your own homemade build that's genuinely not good. So I kind of have to be careful of that. And I kind of just wanted to do a video teaching people. Here we're going to play defensive because the Mesmer scares me. The Mesmer's not even looking at us. And by the way, so my loss rate is so bad. I'm playing with the most terrible players. I'll lose 1v1s to horrendous players. So here we can use the orbital thing and then the F2, which stacks us 25 might. Random distort. I don't know why my 3 didn't enact there. We have no pressure. Ripping his stab because he used his thing. Okay, we got that. Another random fear. I need to pull away here. We can siege over that again. Got to be careful of that guy behind us. So we get the... He rallied, I think, and then we put him down again. So that's fine. Soul Beast is an easy kill. So, I mean, this isn't even like a fun meme build, generally speaking. Paladins is what I resort to most of the time, by the way, but I'm on Marauders at the moment. So we got double cap. I cannot push there at all. As much as I want to gib that guy, I cannot push that. My guys are playing really aggressively. We have swords, so you're going to see higher pressure than this build can actually normally do. But we will get one of these Scourges on the road. This guy here, because we can see he's running Sadistic Searing and probably isn't going to be too much of a threat. We use the quickness on that. So that's even with swords, and now we're forced to bail for a second. I mean, I'm 2v1, so... Okay, feared in the middle of our disengage. We'll just pull out for a second. That one's dead. This guy's going to keep rolling his face against us, so we have to be careful. I'm not going to move because of thingy. We'll wait till we get this back and a bit of energy, and then we'll go in a second. Let's go for the Mesmer. We still have sword. Oh, that was really meaty. The Mesmer absolutely let us dick him there. Wow. Okay, we get triple cap and an easy win. But look at the bars! Look at the blue bar! Okay, the blue bar is slightly off-centered here. Let's move that along ever so slightly. There we go. Yeah? Look at this, guys. So I'm going to put a bit on the overlay showing where the bar grows to, which demonstrates, like, where the end of the match is, you know? Oh, my God, he jumped down. Why would you ever jump down? Why would you do this? So we can give people random alacrity and stuff, just to spend more energy so that when we swap to our next thing, we get the energy buff from, I need to remember what this is called, Charged Mists. So you're getting a really bad perspective of this build right now, because I can just sort of slaughter people with my team here. And it's 4v5 anyway. But yeah, if you actually look at my win-loss, it's defeat, 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 victory, defeat, defeat, victory, defeat, victory, defeat. There's just so little you can do. Whenever I think of a Soul Beast, I think of the Nameless King from Dark Souls 3. I haven't played Dark Souls 3, so I don't really know what that is. This, by the way, we can actually stand on this, and we can jump up, and we can cleave people. And obviously the Citadel Bombardment is a thing as well. And when we get these Kala Strikes, we can refresh them. See, we're only hitting 2k there. Why did he put all of his marks on the same spot like that? I don't know. He basically just gets a dodge there. I'll probably hit him with this as well here, by the way. This could be a kill. Oh, what? He jaunted forwards. And I can tell you why he jaunted forwards there. It's because it was the only button he could press while stunned. There was no intelligence behind it. It's just that's all I can press now, so I'll press it. I wish stun breaks didn't work that way. Is Renegade any good in PvE? Yes, actually, there was a benchmark from someone basically pointing out it's one of those, like, it's a bit like Power Engineer was a while ago. It's one of those builds that's, like, really, really, really good at, easy, like, but solid raid DPS. So, I mean, yes, you can run that if you want. Let's take a burst. Oh, he let us hit him with the Death Strike as well. We'll rip the stab off of him. Oh my god, if we bombard this. Oh, this is good, guys. This is... Oh my god, see, this... I do have stab on this build, by the way. I get stab on dodge. These random-ass fears, though. So annoying. Yeah, so you can apparently... I mean, I've not tried it. I'm tempted to. I've not tried it, but apparently that it is a thing. So, yeah. Right, they're all waiting for sign-ups in 15 minutes. We probably have time for one more queue, as long as it's not a really long one. Probably. I mean, I'm cutting a bit close to the wire here. Games tend to be about 15 minutes long. It starts... I mean, they're signing up. Reopens in 2 minutes. Alright, let's not. We'll just spend the time chit-chatting about things. I need an active chat, though, guys. What are we going to talk about? I know that it's completely, like, unannounced. Yeah, I'll tweet this so that people actually know that something's going on. Because these random-ass streams in the middle of the night, nobody ever knows to turn up to. I mean, the last gasp, really, for this build is I could see what shortbow feels like. But I don't think I can ever sub off the staff, so you'd have to get rid of the sword. So shortbow would have to be very good to compete with the burst from this. It'd have to be very good, flat damage-wise, and I'm just not convinced it is. I do actually have one, but I must have put it in my bank at some point. So let's see. So, by the way, I haven't blue screened on my PC for a long time. However, while running the tool earlier today, I did blue screen. I'm not saying that it was CVPCS's work that did that, and I've already talked to him about it. But if this stream suddenly disappears, okay, it could be because there's like a memory leak in this or whatever, because it's like a very early version, right? So, if it disappears, it's because I would have blue screened mid-stream. And that would be pretty horrible, but yeah, I want to try it out anyway. Yeah, come on. I want a more active chat, guys. Stream is not fun without a genuinely really active chat. So let's do it. Just throw me questions and things. Let's talk about something. What's on your minds, guys? You got to pick up the slack, all right? It's the middle of the night here. You got to pick up the slack, guys. We can talk about the weather. It is currently dark. Does that count as weather? I suppose, to an extent. Look at it, it's not scrolling at all. Hey, WP, those bars are really cool. Also, have you decided what build you're playing for the next season? Mad Pie Man, that's really nice of you, but it feels really phoned in because I'm basically just looking for... I'm looking for affirmation that the bars are amazing. Have I decided what build I'm playing next season? I would love to have played this. I love the potential behind this. Imagine if this hit hard. Imagine if this was worthwhile alacrity for friends. Imagine if this had a higher radius. Imagine if this was actually worthwhile for saving people who are condied up. Imagine if this actually healed you worth a damn. Imagine if this did a bit of extra flat damage per boon ripped, right? Imagine if this was just a little bit stronger again than it is. This skill's the only decent one, really. Oh, he's so good. Everything else in the kit, everything else about it. Like, there's a really cool synergy, right? Which is this. The Renegade Retribution combo. Where you can take Raw Iron Will. Evading attack inspires you with Karla's Fervor and grants boons to nearby allies. So each of these is just a different way of getting Karla's Fervor, right? This one is when you evade an attack. So you'll evade from your dodges. You'll evade from Unrelenting Assault. And when you do it, you get regen and retal. Retaliation, you say? Well, let's have a look up at Retribution, Grandmaster. Vicious Reprisal. While you have Retaliation, deal increased flat damage and gain might when you strike foes. Retaliation granted to you lasts longer. So, like... And this is good, by the way. This might generation substitutes the might generation you would get from Devastation at Nefarious Momentum. So, like, it's a cool combo. It's like a match made in heaven kind of thing. Oh, God, sorry. Invocation there. Also, obviously, you get Incense Response for might generation. And then the F2, you can roll around on 25. It's nice. And it's not overcapping either. It's just about at the right level. So the Vicious Reprisal Raw Iron Will combo is, like... fun. Dwarven Battle Training is good as well, because weakness, as a Fresh Air Ellie, weakness is the thing that annoys me the most. Hey, look, as a Rev, get a trait that friggin' just lets you ignore that, basically. I mean, it's great. It's really exciting. Dome of the Mist has got great playmaking potential versus Deadeyes and PP Thieves. So... And the Druids to an extent as well. I'll run that for another... Well, we're not going to queue it again anyway. It's exciting, and I want to run this, but... I think I'll do something else. The thing is, I really like the Mesmer as well, right? Like, the Mesmer build is super strong. I don't actually care that it's super strong. That's not what's relevant to me about this build. What's relevant to this build is I get Portal, which it's not just that Portal's crazy strong, which it obviously is, right? And that you can win more because you're using it and you know how to use it. It's not that. It's just it's like it's another layer of conquest. That's all. It's got a leap, so you can do all kinds of nasty jumping puzzle stuff. It's got easy access to super speed. It's actually like a 1v1 build as well. Like, if you run Demo instead of Marauder, you're saying, I want a 1v1. Resustaining is... I want value out of resustaining rather than rotating off, which is what Marauder is more about, right? Like, it's cool, because that's a great pairing for something that can do lots of cool jumps and stuff. I love this build, but ArenaNet have just completely lost their minds when it comes to Mesmer, and I try to be quite well-reasoned with this stuff, but any variety of Mesmer at the moment, nearly all of them, they are all completely mental. And the change is the same one I've been saying since the rework. It's if you kill a Phantasm before it uses its ability, deny the clone as well. That's it. That's all it has to be. Because that has all these cool implications for, like, counterplaying Phantasmal Haste, right? Because they don't get their other stuff, whatever it is. You gain their things when they die or whatever. It's just too strong. And it's too Flavor of the Monthy now. Like, sorry, my whole description of this has been really naff. I don't want to play it because it's too Flavor of the Monthy, because everyone's playing it. And because there's just something about Mesmer, it just feels... It doesn't feel good to watch. It doesn't feel... I just don't really like it, man. I just... To an extent, I do. I think I was alright. I was more enjoying the Condi version. I actually don't like the Condi version for a ton of reasons, but the Season 9 Condi Mirage with swords... I don't like that for a ton of reasons, conceptual reasons, whatever. But at least the playstyle, it was not as visually spammy and reliant on Phantasms executing their stuff all the time. So you could, like you would summon stuff to insta-shatter it, basically, right? And I kind of preferred that. It was at least cleaner. So I don't really want to contribute to that. I don't feel right playing Mesmer. Plus, when things are this powerful and this Flavor of the Monthy, you get no respect playing them. And I'm narcissistic enough to care about that. I don't want to be like a Mesmer main when everyone's like, Mesmers are all bad. Because you can be bad and play Mesmer, you can. So I don't know, I want to do something else. I want to do something else. But Fresh Air feels really poo now. The maybe I could just run Herald? Maybe Herald? I don't know though. How did you miss the notification? Possibly Dead Zealot. Alright, there you go. I gave you a really good answer to that. I hope that chat is moving a bit more now. We got 10 minutes. 10 minutes till it starts. What else we got going on? Yay, I have to scroll. This is badass. Oh my god, I have to scroll a lot. Wow, you guys. Oh, you guys are awesome. Right, the next one. Your Revenant look is my favorite from all your characters, WP. Thanks very much, dude. Times of Men. Suppose a dedicated viewer wins the lottery. They want to hire you to cover a game franchise, and they will pay you an obscene amount, but you dislike the franchise so much you refuse. What was the game franchise? Oh, that question went in a totally different direction. I thought you were... That's a really cool question, actually. So I refuse it because I hate the franchise that much. And the actual value of money doesn't matter. It's just whatever in my estimation is obscene. That's a good question. That's a good question. Probably like Gary's mod, Trouble in Terrorist Town, something like that. TTT. Any of these games... Oh, I don't like this because I'm being mean, basically. But any of these games that you get, like, almost like corporate entities now. Like, soulless fuckers that pretend that they're having fun and pretend that they give a massive crap about it. Basically making 14-year-olds laugh by spamming out those kinds of videos with that. I don't think the game, it's not necessarily the game that I'd refuse, but if you ask me to do one of these stupid goddamn videos where it's jump cutting constantly and for some arbitrary reason editing subtitles in English on the screen when the people are in English speaking on the screen, and it's literally just a bunch of adults acting like 17-year-olds, screeching at each other and getting drunk in chat. You know, then it's very funny and everybody just watches it like that. It's not that I don't... It's just that I don't identify... I'm such a... I don't know. I don't like what I'm saying here. But I really think it would... It's not that I don't think that should exist, and it's not that I judge the people who make that because, hey, they clearly like money, right? And they get it for doing it. It's not that I judge all the very casual YouTube and gaming enthusiasts that watch that stuff, of which are a vast majority on this planet. But it's not that I'm judging all those things. I just think it would kill me to be in that arena. I really, really think I would loathe myself. I don't think there's any other aspect of YouTube I would hate to be in more. I would rather do easy peasy tacky trailer reviews and stuff than that. I mean, I really would. And it's basically just because I'm an up my own ass prick. Snobby, YouTube snobby dickhead. That's what I am, but there you have it. And I really don't think I'd like that. The games themselves, though, I don't know. I don't really hate any franchise. I mean, I don't really know or understand racing or sports games much, so... But I'd give it a shot. If you're paying me an obscene amount of money, I mean... An obscene amount of money to me is like, I could do that for like 3-4 years for you and then be pretty smooth sailing to pursue any kind of passion project the next 10, you know, by living off of it. So there's quite a lot I would do. You know, I believe every man is his price and I'm not exempt from that. I have a price. If you're giving me obscene cash, I'll, you know, I'll friggin'... I don't know. Anything where you ask my demo to be like that 13 to 16 range, any of that stuff, I think I would really, you would sort of drain me a little bit there. Hoping they add a new PvP mode that isn't Conquest. I don't know whether that's necessary at all, but fair enough. And they've got Courtyard, they've got Hall of the Mists in there as well. They have Wild vs. Wild, they have all those activities. Go play Keg Brawl, go play Snowball Fights. Tell me how you like Capture the Flag and Assault and stuff like that from there. Within the Guild Wars engine. And then explain to me why that never caught on. Go try out Stronghold, explain to me. See, Ready Player One, no, I haven't really seen it. I'm not that interested in it. It looks alright. I'm a bit concerned that it leans too heavily on the whole, oh, it's good because I get the reference. I'm a bit concerned that it lacks any... It could lack real substance, it's just got that. But I don't know that for sure, and I'd happily go watch it. It could be a really good movie. And obviously the novel or whatever has been well respected for a long time. Can't ever look at VR without people bringing it up and Sword Art Online and stuff, right? So, have I already played the Super Adventure Box? Not at all. I've been waiting to do it with a very special certain someone, but I can't. And then I want to make a video on it, but I've not touched it yet. I was watching someone play Trib blind on a stream last night, and that was kind of interesting. But that's all. The bars are simple, effective, and suit the art style. That's awesome. Yeah, it's literally just where they connect. That's it, right? That's all. That's the only downside of them, I think, anyway. What else we got? WP, do you like the artist The Weeknd? I don't think I've ever heard of them. How long have I been streaming? Only just a few minutes. Affirmation that the bars are amazing. Awesome. Have you checked the new Super Adventure Box lobby race? No, I've not been in there, as I just explained. Was Thirsty River a real PvP mode in Guild Wars 1 or just a co-op mission? No, it was, as I explained in the series, each of those instances was teaching you a game type. So the game type it was teaching you there was Annihilation. Just simple attack one another. Guild Wars 1's version of Team Deathmatch was kill each other. But also each team had a priest in their base. and the priest would every minute, I think, resurrect the entire team. So it was team deathmatch, but you were also defending your priest and attacking their priest. Very simple, by the way, as a concept for Annihilation. In fact, I've never seen another game do that. So it's kind of a small mix of like base assault, but mostly it's about... So most of the time you just wipe the enemy team, push into their territory, they'd respawn in your face, you'd wipe them again, kill the priests, and you're good. But the priests as well were competent support monks, so you'd like how they'd be more defensive in their base. So it was just there was a slight bit of tug of war in there, and yeah, so it was just teaching you that. It was a game type, yeah. You could play that in team arenas. Not all of the mini arenas had the priest in them, but definitely team arenas did. There was an icy map set, Drachma's Forge, that had that. And in Heroes Ascent as well, similar situation. I recently noticed a trend for one player to go far and camp there, even if no enemies contend the point. As a newbie, I have no idea if that tactic is good or bad. What's your opinion on it? Okay, so yeah, if you're sitting on a node that you own and none of the enemy team ever fights you, then you need to leave, because if you think about it, your allies are going to be outnumbered. If you're sitting on a node and you're never touched, ever, then it's your 4 friends versus 5 enemies, isn't it? It's a 4v5. And your 4 friends will be killed. And they'll lose because they didn't have your help. So when you push far, it's a game of taking that node, but also knowing when to leave because the enemy team has wised up to ignore you and they're trying to leave you there. So that's what it is, going far. Most far point pushing builds are extremely capable duelists, 1v1ers, and the idea is that they want you to keep fighting them there while it's neutral or in their favor. That's what they want. So one of the best ways to always counter a far point pressure is to just not go there anymore. That's why, by the way, that's one reason why if you respawn in Conquest and you go to your close node and you die, and then you respawn and you go to your close node and you die, and you respawn, you go to your close node and you die. It's bad, obviously, because you're dying constantly and doing nothing. But it's also bad because if you leave it alone, the player there is wasted, right? So, like, it's always a good idea, if you ever lose a 1v1 on a node, not to return to that node. It's always a good idea not to return to that node. Maybe later when you notice it's open or whatever, but, like, why put yourself into that risky scenario again? Outnumber them by going elsewhere. Nearly always a good idea to go to a different place. Not always, but nearly always. As a rule of thumb, that should be your basic instinct. Basic instinct. That's a movie? Is that like that's like an erotic movie, isn't it? Is it? I don't know. Or maybe it's a TV show. Someone will tell me. It's about vampires or something. Mesmer's Crazy Strong. Yeah, I agree. It's actually about all of it. ASIC. It's about illusions, evasions, distortion, stability. It's all of that, yeah. Spent all day watching the Guild Wars 1 Prophecies playthrough. It feels weird to suddenly hear good quality audio. Thanks, dude. I was watching one of my episodes and I realized I used to say necromancer. I always used to say necromancer. I feel like I used to speak more properly. And now all the Americans over the past 7 years of my adult life have told me to say meancer. It's all necromancer now. I say when did that happen? When did I go from necromancer to necromancer? I don't know. Is it worth getting Heart of Thorns for the glider in the elite specs? Definitely the elite specs, man. Gliding, it's cool too, but I mean, totally power crept by mounts. The devs clearly don't care about that kind of stuff with their design. How do you deal with PP Deadeyes on a support firebrand? If you're dying before you figure out where they are, that's got nothing to do with your build. That's you as a player. You're just gonna have to learn to be more aware of your surroundings a bit more, that's all. And yeah, you can use you have a way to mitigate it. Your F3 tome has a skill on it that creates a reflect bubble. Alright, guys. I'm gonna have to scroll quite quickly here. WP, I stopped playing Guild of Sea just before the expansion release. Give me a review in 1 sentence. It's alright, try it, yeah? There you go. Then I shall take my winnings elsewhere. Good day, sir, says Times Cement. Damn it! Damn it, Times Cement! Why were you just trying to find the one thing I wouldn't do? FIFA, there you go. Pro Evo Soccer. But like a really old one, like FIFA 08. You asked me to cover that for 5 years for an obscene amount of money. WP, I just started watching Rise of the Tomb Raider. Hype for the new one? Absolutely, yeah. It looks really good. Hey, Grimjack. Lots of people watching the Final Fantasy LPs as well now, by the way. What's my favourite race? I'm not entirely sure. Soon WP will pronounce all the R's. Yeah, I know, right? I know, DJ Guy Dan. Okay, so the tournament should be about to start. Let's try. This is practice mostly for me. Camera, commentary comes second. It's mostly camera. First person to tell me in chat a game to watch. Please be quick. The name's in the parenthesis here, by the way. Who do we watch? First person, just tell me. Pick I think Dan the Man, Prowler, Rennie, Kierby, Valha, Lightbringer, Team USA, Chris, Calcutta Theory, Orphane, Dan, Legendary Llama, Hui, or Snowfall. Alright, the first person was said Valhor. Okay, so we're watching Deathper and Valhor. Okay, good. WP, I've never played a chat before, and it's so interesting. You've never played a chat. I'm guessing you mean char, right? Yeah, I'm glad, dude. That's very cool. Okay, so on a proper stream, this would be the point where I throw up a little thing and I say, this is Conquest. Actually, I will give you a description. Why not? So, actually, no, I won't, because I don't know how long till this comes up. But yeah, we're going to be playing, we're going to be casting here, guys. If you don't know what this is with me, I'm a terrible caster. I think that there's a real science to it, though. I think that there's, like, a lot of practice that could, and I mean a lot of practice that could go into it, and I think you could put on a really good show. What I believe that casts need is for complete randoms, people who don't care about Conquest, people who don't care about PvP, people who don't know anything. The goal, the dream is to be able to get them to watch it and understand it on a level that they get excited and interested. Understand it, that's the key. Okay, so there's various levels here. Presumably, you know Guild Wars 2 already, so we don't have to describe what the classes are. We don't have to describe the execution of skills and WASD and stuff. Presumably, that's fine. But how a game is won needs to be described and shown very clearly throughout the cast. And what the meta is needs to be described and shown very clearly throughout the cast. And I think that's actually really difficult. Conquest is probably one of the hardest things that you can cast. Because unlike in other games where there's like kind of a logic to what's... Well, there's a logic to Conquest. Let me rephrase that. Unlike in other games where there is a flow of battle that naturally funnels all the events together very well, in Conquest there's tons of stuff happening all over the map all the time. And, you know, that's true to greater or lesser extents for tons of competitive games. But on Conquest, it doesn't often, like, coalesce into... I mean, it can. I don't know. I need to practice more. But basically, I think whenever I've watched previous casts, I found it really difficult to follow what's going on. There's various little issues, like the camera teleporting all over the place and it not being entirely clear where we're going and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, we're going to be focused on camera work here. If you are new and you don't care about Conquest, please let me know how you feel about this. Let's see what we've got here. So we are on Colosseum. There are going to be 3 nodes. We have the mid, where we'll see big team fights happen. We have the blue spawn. I'm going to get used to calling this the blue spawn, by the way. So red spawn, sorry, that's that one. And then blue spawn over here. So that's how this is going to be set up. There are also 2 extra buffs. There'll be a sword that spawns here. If people collect this at various intervals, they do massive damage. And on the other side of the map, there is a shield. If people collect this at various intervals, they provide massive sustain for their team. So this is about big fights. There's very little jumping puzzles and kiting around. This is generally, people like to play sometimes, it's a big map, mostly about team fights, and the secondary objectives come up very rarely. The team that we wanted to follow, shit, I forget, it was Valhor's team, right? So how do we know? Do I have to report everyone to figure out who the team is that we're following? Which one's Valhor? See if I knew people. I recognized that account name, by the way. See, is there a chance that he queued in on one character and then immediately swaps? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because, frankly, we're just going to follow whoever wins this, aren't we? I could just roll the dice on the first one. Here we go. Blue team. Blue team is what we care about. So very quickly, looking at the blue team, they have 2 warriors. This is extremely aggressive bursty warrior here. This one, however, is meta Spellbreaker. They have a Condi Weaver, it looks like, or a Dagger Weaver, presumably Condi. They have a Druid of some bursty description, it looks like, and a Demo / Paladin Mesmer. Okay, it's Demo. And so they'll be going out. All right, so let's watch the opening splits. We're going to move in. We're going to watch this crazy bursty warrior, by the way, here, because he's going to be doing the big damage. We got warrior picking up close. Enemy, a red necromancer picking up his close. This is pretty dangerous for the necro, so we're going to swap straight over here. The necro is probably going to lose this 1v1. So, pretty gross, really, for the red team. They're coming out of this on a pretty low opening. Moving straight back to the mid-fight, though, here. We can watch the blue warrior that I was talking about here before. He's just laying the smackdown. Look at this damage. Look at these 100. That's crazy, crazy burst here. We'll watch him go into rampage here. I think that blue is going to win their 1v1 against that necro, and they've definitely won this mid-fight. That's 2 kills. Another red death there, so pretty huge. Going back to the 1v1 against the Scourge, you'll notice that the Scourge just died here. And that's it for the blue team. The blue team just had an extremely decisive, incredible opening there, really. And I think with that, we can see that blue has got their close. They've secured mids, and they've secured far with this 1v1. Now all that's left is the respawning red players need to get back onto the map and see what they can do. So out of the gate they come. We've got a Deadeye on the red team. Trying to shoot, but being beautifully LOS'd by the Mesmer. The fight is taken up to the node over there, as you can see, from Missy Maiden and so on. Let's see if the Deadeye can actually secure a kill here. Red has to win this engagement to get anything. They've been 3-capped, and it really all comes down to this fight right here. You'll notice on the minimap as well, there's a bit of a skirmish going on here. The blue team is actually outnumbered in this engagement, but they have won it extremely decisively. As you can see, that is 4 blue team members down, and way back over here at mid. This node has been taken as well. So, blue does extremely well here. I think they're porting into far now to reinforce. Yes, they are. And I think, guys, realistically speaking, that's going to be the blue team taking the sweep here. Main reason I think that red lost, aside from having a poor mid-fight, is that they had a pretty dodgy selection of characters to go to their close node. They decided to go for this necromancer to cap this, and this probably wasn't a good idea because an unsupported necro is never going to do well against a mesmer like that. So yeah, now they're all dead. Let's see if we can just watch some fun bursties come in here. And as you can see at the top of the screen here, blue team has secured major points, and they have this bar that's growing. Don't forget to do a prime sellout, WP. Thanks very much, Coop. Yeah, if you guys want to support me or this or in any way, and you have Amazon Prime for, you know, quick delivery, or you use it for the TV and stuff, you can give one person for free a sub on Twitch, which actually helps me earn a living, funnily enough. Moving back across to the other side of the map here, you'll actually find that we do have a fight in progress. It looks like blue might lose this engagement, which is good because blue has not lost any engagement just yet. But here you can see actually they're getting a plus in from this Mesmer. The Mesmer is allowed to do this because red players are dead and staggered. So the Mesmer takes the plus. And unfortunately, this Scourge, he was actually doing all right. This Necromancer, he doesn't do well. The Mesmer, by the way, that we just saw secure that plus, immediately ports out. And here we can see he's over here. The camera was really weird there. It's his job to get onto this node to stop it being decapped. And we'll see how well he fights here. So this is Demo Sword versus Axe Condi. The Condi build can actually win this, by the way. Death, he can win this. Absolutely. In fact, let's watch Death's perspective. He can totally get this. So he's down. But that is actually a winnable matchup, believe it or not. He just didn't play it very well, it would seem. Moving back over here, basically nothing going on. Looking back towards spawn, we have this extremely bursty warrior here. Let's see how he does. 1v3. That's exactly what he is. Pops the heal sig to get his resistance. He has no other support. He's using Rampage here to bail out. Oh, he's not even trying to bail out. The hubris. He even got a kill. 1v3. What is this lunacy? I can't believe it. He's gone down. So there'll be a rally here for Lance Vulcan. And Lance Vulcan will get himself up. Will he? Okay, yes, he did. Lance Vulcan's up. Look how much damage the red team's taken here, though. Scourge is being pressured. He needs to pop Desert Shroud to keep himself alive with a little bit of barrier, but he needs support. What you're watching is both of these teams, neither are running support. I think what happens in these tournaments is people don't really care about being competitive in the early rounds, so you don't see supports in the early rounds. Which, by the way, if anyone is interested in getting into Conquest and earning some money and doing some sweet stuff, is probably you can use to your advantage. That no one will respect you. If they don't see your character names, they won't respect you. They'll think you're randoms. They'll think you're terrible. So just run a decent meta comp. You could destroy them. Trust me. Even better, do a little bit of social engineering. So here we see the portal reset to resustain. Even better, you can run... you can load in on like a 5 thief team, and then in the last 20 seconds swap a meta comp on. Guarantee, if you're anywhere near my skill level at the game, which is not that high, you will beat... You'll at least secure semis, at least. I promise. Just have a meta comp on unknown usernames and swap it on later. Bit cheesy maybe, but there you go. Alright, so there you have it. Pretty boring game, slam dunk. The guys we wanted to follow are going through to the next team. We saw a single kill go through for Reds. I never saw that on the cast. Where was the one kill? Where was the one red kill? I don't even know. But there you have it, guys. And I guess we will go on to the next round. What's a good, super aggressive in-your-face class at the moment? That warrior build you just saw. I mean, fuck, he's even running Frenzy. Frenzy! So, I mean, yeah, that's a good one, definitely. It depends what you mean by in-your-face. I mean, I would consider SD Thief also very in-your-face, like melee build. But it's more flighty and less CC-oriented, while Warrior is not very flighty and is extremely aggressive because it's all about CCs. Yeah, he took a 1v3 on the spawn. He did indeed. So, there you have it. I wonder what else. Yeah, I really like Rampage on Spellbreaker as well, Jaw. I really do. I want to see a lot of transforms, actually, because I think, no joke, there's interesting counterplay to transforms. I like Moa, and I like Toss Elixir X, and I like stuff like that being in the game. I think Lich deserves some treatment as well. Some of my fondest memories about Guild Wars 2 PvP are it's always hype when you see those things go down, right? Especially for casting, right? Especially in terms of spectatability and like fostering a scene in those terms. Transforms are excellent because they are visual, important, obvious tells that define the way the momentum. They tell a story at a team fight, right? Like in the olden days when a Quickness Lich form went up, it was all about focusing on the Quickness Lich form and watching the counter swirling winds and watching the blinds go down and watching the stab rip and stuff like that, or getting hell rain down. You know, that's great. That's what they should be. That's what elites should be. Shit like Jaunt can literally go in the bin and catch itself on fire. This means nothing to the game to me. But Rampage, I mean, Tornado deserves buffs as well to be seen a little bit more. I love those things. I think they're really good. What is the yellow Power Ranger? Excuse me, this is a Bumblebee. We are the Bumblebee extraordinaire. So, the next bracket might already be open, right? Let's see. So, Valhor. Why is it a different character name now? I guess because this is still the previous round, correct? So, this is round 1. We can look down here. Grenth's round... Oh, no, Grenth's game is finished round 1. No, these are all still Coliseum games. It scrolls across at the bottom saying it's finished round 1, but I think what it actually means is it started round 1, doesn't it? This was... oh, this is actually a good game, this one. So, what have we got here? Oh, no, it's not a good game. 400 points to the blue team. As we can see from the big-ass bar, they're about to win, actually. So, yeah, we got that. Let's dip back out. Games at the top of the list are the newest. Oh, are they? Oh, that's really useful to know. So whatever's at the top when I log out, when my game ends, is going to be the one that I want to follow, right? So, but it's not the Team USA one because they're still in Coliseum, as far as I'm guessing. No, they're not in Coliseum at all. Yeah, I don't know actually. So hold on, did the guys we were watching get seeded? Is that what happened? These guys are in Legacy. This is so annoying. I have to learn how this works. Games at the top are the newest. Okay, so here's a 5 Mesmer meme team getting dominated. And my god, it feels good to look at this. Hell yes. I loathe the 5 Mesmer stuff. Not because I think it's too strong or whatever, but because people think it's strong. So I love seeing this get dumpstered. I really do. By, like, real comps. It discredits... If this ever gets anywhere and does well, it discredits the scene. And every time that I see a comp like this lose, it makes me smile because it means Reddit can't whine about PvP a little bit more. Yeah, they got double... Well, anyway, this is exactly what I don't think that the event should be. I'm already in this game. So the guys we were following got seeded, I think. So we're just going to follow this one. Okay. So based on piloting, the blue team are an extremely strong team. So let's look at comps. First of all, we've got the reds. So we have a duelist for the side nodes. We have a... Actually, hold on. What is he? I need to... Wait, oh no, that's my build, obviously, right? That's why I'm confused here. Yeah, okay, so we got Grace Land Druid. He's going to be pushing on the sides here. Nice and sturdy. We have a Soul Beast. Okay, a one Wolf Pack Soul Beast here. Interesting stuff. What amulet is he on? I got to stop pressing that hotkey. What amulet are we looking at? Destroyer Amulet. Destroyer Amulet Soul Beast. We're going to watch this guy here, guys. Actually, they're the Triple Ranger group. What the heck is this? I want them to lose just because they're Triple Ranger. Another sturdy one on a Paladin Amulet here. And then we have Double Scourge. There's no support on this team, really. But, I mean, they can kind of hold two, sort of, with the two Druids. Lots of damage, a mix of flat and Condi. They've got a real hill to climb up here, though. An actual composition. Look at this. We've got a support Firebrand helping out his Condi Scourge here with a Prot Hollow, a fast rotating Thief, and a Mesmer with a portal as well on top. This is a dirty comp. This is an extremely competent, strong comp. What amulet are we looking at here? So it's Marauder. But this is such a powerful comp and being piloted by strong people. It really all comes down to, I mean, I really don't think... there's everything to play for here, guys. Here we go. We're going to watch the one Wolfpack Ranger as he comes in. Let's watch the opening split. So we, of course, have got a Ranger going to red spawn. We have the Prot Hollow going to blue spawn. Red should not aggress the blue spawn. The Prot Hollow will sustain that for too long, in my opinion. The mid fight is going to open up. Let's see how much damage they can unload here. The Storm Spirit comes down. Or the, wait, the Solar Spirit? What's it called? Burning Spirit? He's actually getting good damage down, but the Scourge, the Red Scourge immediately gets duked. As soon as this stomp goes through, pressure is going to come very quickly onto Raplian here. So we'll see how well they accomplish that. Actually, hold on. The other Scourge is now also down. Sorry, guys. I'm not spectating the right people. Is the swapping here is not very good. And now he got duked. So you can see that the blue team very well focused. They focused down one Scourge. They focused down another Scourge. They focused down another DPS. There's no support to offer a backbone here. Looking at the map, you can see blue has their spawn. Blue has the mini... has the mid engagement, and now they're going to be pushing into towards red spawn to see what they can do. Support is actually staying back, as you can see here. He's watching over these two nodes, and that's very good and smart of him. He'll basically back node there for them in case it's needed. We have a portal rolling through. Actually, so if you go look at blue spawn right now, I'm already on that eye. If we come all the way over here, you can see that this Scourge on his own is making a ditch effort to try and back cap. He's been rotated against so fast, though, he's got absolutely no opportunity. And the blue players start rotating off again immediately here with the support all the way up here at mid. We have, what is it? I'm guessing SD Thief? Yeah. Basically just slapping down the Soul Beast, and then there's the 3-cap has just gone through. So, complete slam dunk game here again. Exactly what I would have expected. They weren't able to win any engagement, any mid-fight. How can we talk a little bit more clearly about how this worked, though, beyond the fact that they didn't have a support? I think it's difficult when we can just basically sum it up as they have worse players. Maybe I could have seen Naru doing this 1v1 against a Scourge. That might have been really interesting to watch. Might have been. At red spawn, they're starting to make another push in. It's nice to see red hasn't given up. Let's see how this Druid gets the decap in mid. He's going to be against the SD Thief. In he comes. Let's see if he can chase this Thief off. He's using the OP Solar Beam, baby. He's outnumbered, of course, because all of his teammates are dead. And down they go. Blue team rotates off. They're hungry for blood, but there's no blood to be had because the red team's too dead too quickly. We're watching that the blue team is going for Lord now. So this is red spawn. They're moving past red spawn straight over to Lord. As you can see here. And they'll engage on this in just a moment after this team fight here goes through. It looks like the blue team's actually taking some pressure on their support here. Let's see if they can get a single kill. I believe there's not been a single kill for red team just yet. Nope. And I mean, just look at this. Look at this. Look at this devastation. I need to find something more intelligent to say in these moments. Like, what kind of micro can I point out in a slam dunk like this? Actually, is it important to be able to cast slam dunks? Like, what kind of micro is necessary to talk about when clearly, on every level, the red team is outclassed here? Stay pushing for Lords. Watch the UI here, guys. Look, this is why this cast is a thing. Oh. Need to get that right. Come on, man. Come on. Don't snap up. We'll figure the UI out later. But watch the UI when the Lord dies. Look, this is what this cast is all about here. Ready? Look at this blue bar here, guys. Look at this blue bar. This is it. I'd much rather discuss this than anything else. Watch it. Watch the stomp go through in a second. Well, they're still very slowly taking it down. Instead of witnessing the support, maybe we should look at the Scourge here. Watch the Scourge unload as much damage as possible. I wonder if, no, using this version of Condi user interface is better than the other one, right? There you go. Lord goes down. They're over 350, so they'll take the win with this. Boom. I might set it up so it goes right to the end of the screen. I don't know. And there you go. So blue takes a very easy win there. Not a single kill for the red team. Red secured their close and lost it a couple of seconds later. There you go. How does the bar work? It's amazing, right, Joe? A guy called CVPCS made it after I suggested that it could be a cool thing for casts. And I'm hoping that in the future we will see everybody gets to use it. How can I, like, move that just a little bit? It would help if I'm not terrible at Twitch and stuff. How can I just, like, just move it without it snapping all the way up? I just want it to go up a little bit. Actually, I'll tell you what it is. I know why it's actually doing that. Hold on. It's doing that because I put a filter on it. No, I didn't put a filter on it. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to get it up there more. Oh, well. We'll look at that. We'll look into that later. That's not important. The graphical side of it is not important. All right, there you go. Anyway. Click on it and then just press arrow up. Really? That didn't work. That moved me to a different thing. No. That moved me to a different source in the thing. That didn't work. Press an arrow up. Do I need to hold control? The minimap was massive because at the end of the game I wanted to show the splits. I didn't have that massive the whole way through, did I? I don't think I did. Okay, so anyway, this round is still going on. Here's Valor's team. Here we go. Valor's in. So we missed this, actually. Why is their team taking so long to pop up? And they're still only on Legacy. Oh, here you go. Game's starting. All right, so this is it. We're going out. Opening splits. Enemy team is, again, very, very YOLO. Double Thief. They've got a holo. I don't know what form of holo that is just yet. We'll have a look later. So what do we got? We got this warrior we're currently witnessing on the aggress. This warrior is a super bursty warrior going for a very quick snap 1v1 on this Mesmer here. We're going to watch how this goes. This is a tug across all three nodes right now. So it should be pretty fun. This fight here with Run Rabbit Run will be over extremely quick. So let's see how it goes. I don't think Run should win this by any stretch of the imagination. See, what do I do as a caster here, right? There's three worthwhile things to do. This is just the guy I want to watch most, so that's what we're going to do. Oh my god, look at the burst! Oh my god, he's so close! Oh my, it's so good! Look, he's even cleaving down all the phantasms and stuff. This is amazing, dude. Oh, the rampage kill! Excellent stuff. Going straight over to mid here. Let's see what else we've got here from the blue team. Blue team secures one victory in one area. Moving on. They're sustaining the 2v2 in mid very well. In fact, they're winning the 2v2 in mid very well. Blue lost their engagement on red spawn, though. So there is that. If we have a look over here, he actually died. He didn't manage to win that. Moving all the way along, we have Mesmer v Thief. And let's see how well the Thief does this. Oh, so many juicy 1v1s to watch. I want to go back to the Warrior as well in a second. He's like a Marauder or something. It's ridiculous. I'll show you his build in a second, guys, when this settles down. Really, really good game so far. So this Thief is now outnumbered. I'd expect the Thief to go down. He needs to bail, and he needs to bail quickly. Do they get the chase? He gets the block. He gets the block again. Bandit's defense. True shot into the face. Down he goes there. Moving back to the other side of the map here. We all want to watch Run Rabbit Run a little bit more. I know we do. So let's go have a look here. He's currently outnumbered. I don't imagine they'll be able to do this. So this is some good gains for the blue team, which they desperately need. So there you go. They get the quick little plus. Chris is now going to rotate off, and he should quite quickly. The respawns are coming in from the red team as well. If Chrissy can kill Chris here, neutralization goes through. We're currently looking at a 3v2 in the favor of the blue team. This guy's obviously rotating out. Moving back to Chrissy to see how this looks. Okay, blue's going to get outnumbered here pretty badly. I've lost the thread now. I've just lost the thread. Because we haven't seen what's going on at mid well enough. So red is zerging this pretty hard. If they get this kill, they did. They got the kill. Okay, so they're going to move back through, right? So Varus will go back towards mids. Looking back at the map. They're looking to defend their mid node. Mid actually did just get neutered. This is going to be a pretty big team fight right here. And on the other side of the map, hilariously, you guys are seeing it in action here. We got the Warrior still wrecking face. Let's see Warrior v Warrior now. Let's watch this here. This should be really pretty interesting. Actually, he's 2v1. So his job now is actually not to go. He's 3v1. Look at this +2 coming in from the blue team. So blue team, massive over rotation here. If the red Warrior gets out of this, this is such a heavy punish here for the mid fight. Blue team will lose this mid fight here because they invested all these... Look at all these players that came here to kill a Warrior that has just walked off. Hilarious stuff. Let's see if he still can do that perfectly comfortably. He's still going for some damage. I mean, blue is just not able to make anything manifest on any of these nodes here. We'll watch a Frenzy Burst come out in a second, by the way, with the Greatsword. After that, Bandit's defense is over. Stun break with it. Oh, come on, weapon swap and use your 3, man. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, snap. Okay, he didn't even use the Greatsword 3. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, they're sustaining that. Blue actually secured a victory here, finally. But, I mean, blue has to outnumber to get any of these victories, right? If you look at this, blue has to outnumber. And what that means is that on the rest of the map, their guys are struggling. And they're only going to be able to cling on to one thing. They do have sides right now. But whether they hold sides depends on how this engagement down here goes. Let's watch Mkara running the Adventurer Rune Mantra combo that we talked about before. Still wants to hold this for as long as possible because their friend is going to get outnumbered otherwise. We're taking some pressure on the roads here. Why is he not healing? I don't know. Drop that Chaos Storm, buddy. Why is he not doing it? I don't understand. Well, use your skill. Why is he taking so long? You could have done 2 in that time, man. Maybe he was expecting it to charge or something. But this looks pretty bad, actually. I think he's going to get jumped here, which is good. I'd like to see the blue team actually make some opportunities here. Going back down towards the node a little bit here, you'll see that things are not looking too easy for YOLO, who is losing currently to the Warrior, and he just did. So they lose this node. They went down over on the cliffs over there. I can't even click the eyes here. Oh, this could be pretty good. Does he get it? Oh my god, he's so low. It's okay. He can get his full counter after this. No, he never timed the full counter. Run, Rabbit, Run. Still demolishing them as so much here. Pretty hilarious, really. I mean, it's not over for the blue team. It's genuinely not over for the blue team. Red, yes, does have some more gains right now, but blue could make something come out of this. But blue really has to pay close attention. Let's watch how they do on respawn, actually, after they wipe here. You'll notice that we actually do have him taking a decap here, and he's going to do that right under the nose of Chrissy, who will have to rotate back in and hold that newt, or he's just going to keep fighting here. So here we go. He's rotating in. This 1v1, I would expect this guy to win it, but at the end of the day, he is Soul Beast. So let's see, actually. Let's see how the Soul Beast does against this Thief here. Massive, meaty Greatsword 2. Really beautiful. I mean, I just think Chris can do so well here. Look at the smoke scale damage coming in as well. Scores those extremely important decap points. That means he can play a lot more footloose now. What is this? Dolly X stance. I don't even know how Dolly X stance really works. So we'll see how well they do here. The worldly impact doesn't really manifest into anything. The quickness barrage doesn't really manifest either. Chris just waits it out with range and then comes back in. Lovely greatsword 4 there. Missed the 5 though. Didn't get the stun. All he has to do is spam flanking here. He's actually almost got full cap. I'd be focusing on full cap now. This is why this is a good 1v1 here. And he's actually forced him off. Now that full cap has gone through, I don't actually think that the blue thief should care about taking that fight on his spawn. And he's going to rotate through into somewhere else. Let's take a look actually now at how the mid node is looking. And not too good for the blue team. They do have obviously someone in downstate. And in fact, this warrior... Oh, wait, that's the wrong warrior. No, we wanted this Mesmer here. This Mesmer was looking pretty low as well, and is a little bit outnumbered here too. If this Mesmer goes down quickly, we will see that for the first time in a while here, red is getting back on the map. But blue are making gains here, guys. Blue are really making gains, and they're surviving this beautifully. They've got the defender still ready to go. If Queen Vanquish doesn't die, the pluses are coming in. They're about to get 2 now. Queen Vanquish doing so well here, honestly. Once these pluses start coming in, I mean, this is the strength of this build you guys are seeing. Red is committed to this engagement and lost it in the +1 now with the 3v2. That's truly beautiful. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, blue is also winning over here on their 1v1 over here. So if he can knock this out against this Mesmer, blue's got this looking good. He's just been pressured off. The Condi is pretty goddamn nasty. He's keeping the pressure high. He knows that they must be both pretty low on cooldown. There he gets his consumed plasma. Hopefully he makes use of all these boons while they're still up. Oh, it's so close. This is honestly a pretty close 1v1 right now. They're both really trying. They're both very close. My god, the lag here, by the way. The lag. This is why I should only spectate EU tourneys, because we don't get the lag. So the +1 comes in. Chris actually bails out of the +1, which is glorious for him. If this longbow ranger doesn't even get to kill him, didn't even get to kill him. So that's excellent. He bails out of that just fine. Meanwhile, over at the node, we still have a little bit of an ongoing engagement. We just saw it happen. Unfortunately, I didn't spectate him here. It's really hard to get the keybinds quick enough here. He got a super huge burst down, and the rally race is going to be lost by the blue team here. The bouncing auto attack from the downstate thief propped the full counter, which obviously didn't help matters. This blue warrior charging in at this point is probably not a good idea. He's very unlikely to win this 2v1, especially with Run Rabbit Run doing all this insane damage. So now he's forced to bail off on what, 10% health? Yeah, so he goes down. Pretty bad engagement there, honestly, from that warrior. And the red team takes that pretty comfortably. Red really can get back very nicely now. I mean, blue had a chance. They did have a chance, but I think they squandered it there just a little bit. Here comes the reinforcements. Again, another staggered walk-in from the blue teams. Mesmer here. I think they're going to get punished. Now, this is the Mesmer that we saw doing pretty godly on mid earlier. Or being carried by the power of Mesmer. Up to you guys in chat to decide. But this time, they don't own the nodes. So this is a very questionable play now, in my opinion. It's going to take a very long time for this to manifest into anything. Meanwhile, what's going on over here? We haven't looked at this side of the map for a while now. Blue losing again here to a +1 situation as the red team rotates off. He can stay purged up here and do just crazy damage. And with this, I really think that red's got an extremely powerful position now. None of the gates, if you notice here on the minimap, are down. So nobody's got any crossing for Lord. Blue's only hope is to get back on the board in the last 5th of the game here and delay till they can get 350. That's their only hope. But blue, I really think blue is losing this just based on they've lost their heads a little bit here. They're going into these staggered engagements. This is a notoriously snowbally map, right? And what we're seeing here is they're being snowballed against because they haven't got that really hard and fast cutoff point. It's a scary thing in Conquest, it really is, because every second counts, right? It's all about wasting the enemy team's time as much as possible and being as efficient as possible as you move around. So it's a scary thing, but sometimes you really do just have to stop playing, wait for everyone to respawn, and make an intelligent push together, especially on this map. Because you will just never come back on otherwise. And I think, unfortunately, we've seen that... I mean, look at this kite in there. This is so cool. +2 he was there. Super outnumbered. And he stayed alive. But, like, it's not long enough, right? Like, he just goes down. And only now, like, his respawning warrior on his team is coming in. This warrior over here, he's only just coming in. So, yeah, in the last bit of the map, unfortunately, they never managed to do it. Good attempt, though, and a pretty fun game overall. Red obviously had a decided lead the whole way through, but somewhere around the middle, it felt like there was a chance for the blue team. They just never quite had it enough. Very fun warrior build to watch. And, yeah, we'll see the red team go through to the next rounds. And Valhalla is who we picked at the start, by the way. So it could be pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. If anyone else is covering tournaments, let us know. But I think it is just me, Jebro, and Jaw. It's like British people, for some reason, are the only ones that give a shit about it. Alright, okay. So, Valhalla goes to the finals. So we're going to have Valhall's team against Vance' team. Deathper versus the Cold Farmers. Does anyone want to guess as to who might win this? Let us know, guys. Let me clear those scores down as well, by the way. Your pug failed. You did good, though. You gave them a run for their money. And at the end of the day, you earn 15 gold for just playing a couple of games. It's not too bad. I want to stress that as much as possible to everyone watching these streams, if you don't care very much. It's just so much gold to just try. Like, it's so much gold, guys. You sent a message on Discord in regards to moving the bar. I think you pressed the wrong section. I have the bar itself highlighted, and then I just pressed up on the keyboard, right? What else should I have done? I'm not entirely sure. You'd like the PvE instant spectating in-game? I'd like in PvP, when you die, to be able to spectate your allies. I think that would be really good. You could do that in the original game, and I hate that line of reasoning that people employ all the time. But frankly, I mean, the infrastructure's in this one too. Like, it would be good. It would be... I genuinely think... I don't know, the game gets more snowbally if you do this, but I think if another 5 seconds was added to the respawn timer, but you could spectate bodies, I genuinely think not only would balance the game improve a little bit, but the community would become a bit more intelligent as well about where to rotate, what other builds are being ran, how they're being run. You wouldn't feel so bored if you're dying a lot and stuff. I think you'd do pretty well. So, yes, just a quick recap here. We have the red team with... Okay, so this is a Mendes Weaver running Primordial stance. I don't understand this at all. What is this for? The Vuln and chill? Just for stab? But why wouldn't you run like the barrier one? I don't understand Primordial stance on a Mendes Weaver. I've got no clue about this build. I really have no clue. But okay, we've got a Mendes. I know a Mendes. What value are you getting out of the healing power? I guess barrier. But yeah, so what else we got? We got a decent, nice, sustainy, good warrior build here. Meta warrior with the Demolisher amulet. We got the Burst Warrior. We got the Demo Mesmer for sides with Portal. And we have a Soul Beast. Still extremely squishy. No formal supports here. If this is the finals, no supports at all. Moving on to the blue team, who will also be a very punishing good team here, by the way. This can't be the finals. Is this the finals? Maybe this is semis, but the other half of the semis is seeded. Because what about Naru's team, right? I think this is semis, guys. It's just that the other half is seeded. So we are seeing a swap on the red team, by the way. So a very aggressive comp here, by the way. Double Thief. All skirmishers and assassins, really. Paladins here, a bit more well-rounded with adventurer runes. Meta side node duelist warrior. And a duelist mesmer as well here on the blue team. So let's watch our favorite warrior go in on the red team. And let's see how things go. We got Mesmer picking up their close on the blue team. We've got red picking up the blue close. This warrior's played extremely aggressively at the start of the mid-fight here. Getting on the node like this. It's not taking actually that much pressure considering what I think they could be taking. I think they already shed their automatic balance stance. Baited a dodge roll with a CC there, but didn't capitalize on it, which was very cool. Didn't spend the cooldowns. Did a second one too. Frenzy purely for the stun break. Not sure that's very good. Goes into Rampage while he has the quickness on him, so he can take advantage of that. Gets some pretty good CC and pressure here, doing insane damage to Vans there. Throws the boulder, but I think it misses or it gets animation cancelled, which is really unfortunate. Nasty Bulls Rush coming in here. It got full countered. That's a bit gross. Meanwhile, on the side of the road, this Thief has actually been forced out in the mid-fight. And tried to use mobility to resustain. However, got countered with the portal and has still got an enemy Thief on him. So the first death we see here could be from this guy. But look at the blue team. The blue team's actually getting annihilated. We got one blue team down here. And at the mid-fight, the rest of the blue team's taking immense pressure. Oh, but now, finally, the red Thief just went down. And we have the Warrior with the Bulls Rush and the Rampage just went down as well. This was really volatile, guys. Genuinely very volatile. Here's the Vengeance play. Vengeance Frenzy, 100 blades. You guys know that it's the dream. He got blown up instantly, so unfortunately, that's not going to go anywhere. 2 members of the red team down. Is now the red team's job. Oh, my God, I had big mini-map the whole time. I'm so sorry, guys. I will get better at this, I promise. It's red team's job to bail out now and disengage and keep themselves alive. And unfortunately, as you can see, red is not successfully doing that. So red is now in a staggered position. If we do look at the minimap, as you guys will see, they're really not in a position to do much. Blue is going to take mid and they're close here very comfortably. And it just depends how red gets back onto the board here. So let's watch them as they come out of spawn, shall we? And where they end up pushing to. Obviously, they seek to retake their close node, which is this here. Small engagement going on the sides. This Thief gets pretty heavily pressured, but gets support from his allies. Oh, gets really chunked by the Warrior. Warrior can't aggress this. Great. Chrissy picks up there where the Warrior doesn't have much range. They are fielding this incredibly long-range longbow Soul Beast who can pick that up a little bit. So now we're going to see the fight split into 2 directions. We're going to see it split here at mid. And we're also going to see way back over here at their spawn the fight go here as well, which is good, which they've won actually. So there you go. Let's watch Smuckers go on in. Messing that up just a little bit. Does he get the dirty decap? No, he doesn't. Van sees him and crosses him. This is going to be fairly sustainy for a while here, so we don't have to watch this. Really, Smuckers does not get much value from this fight because he doesn't actually have the decap there, so it's a little bit gross, really. Moving over to the far point, which is where the next engagement looks to be. Red's still on the aggressive. They want to unseat this double cap so that blue stops snowballing away from them. They really need to get something here, but as you can see, again, their Thief is extremely low. And this Thief, Riku, can be pressured really hard because he's against 2 enemy ones. However, we saw one of the blue Thieves went down here actually at Bell a second ago. I missed the entire Bell engagement. Probably a bad move on my part. I probably should be spectating Bell for you all instead of the other nodes. So Bell is worth 25 points. Who won Bell? I didn't even see. Red won Bell. Red actually fucking won Bell, so that's really good. Red gets back on the board very well with that Bell. It just depends if Riku can get away from Ulrun here. He gets support from his ally. Ulrun is definitely the one who's in danger here if he keeps aggressing it. So he's pushed out, so that's excellent. Sorry about the camera. Instead of taking the plus on his own close, he decides to come through here. This is double Thief just ganged up there. And again, this is what I said about Riku a second ago. Riku's going to have trouble because if he gets both Thieves just focusing him a lot, we're going to see he goes down a lot. A little bit of a repeat of what we saw earlier. Behind us, by the way, at the mid node, you'll notice that decap never went through on that prolonged 1v1. Looking back towards blue spawn. The red aggression on it hasn't gone anywhere. Run, Rabbit, Run was forced to move away. He's their damage. The 2v1 in progress over there is actually pretty good for the red team. Bell is back up, I think, or it's about to be back up. And they're fighting over that right now. Again, this is not very good. I'd love to see if Run, Rabbit, Run can take this. Wouldn't it be cool to see if this build can actually go toe-to-toe with the old meta one? Wouldn't it be cool? I mean, he has to time his dodges and things perfectly. I really want to watch this. Because this doesn't look explosive right now, but it is explosive. It will be over extremely fast. Oh, there's the Bulls Rush! Okay, Prox is 50% injure pain. It's down. Oh, this is so volatile. I actually really like watching these 1v1s, though. Is he choosing to bail out? All of his utilities are up. So he knows he doesn't have too much surprise burst coming out of nowhere. Beautifully timed Greatsword 3 there, right at the end of Run Rabbit Run's full counter. Oh my god, great counter aggression. Here comes the Rampage. He's got no stab. The full counter doesn't matter because of the Rampage's stab. So that Daze won't do anything. Vans has to be on the defensive here. There's the shield stance. That basically nullifies the Rampage play. Okay, I shouldn't be watching this too long. Let's go back towards Bell, which is now in progress. And we'll see who's grabbing that. Blue team's grabbing it. If Blue gets this, then Blue kind of wins the game, I would say. As soon as this Bell comes out. It doesn't look like Red is really in much of a position to harass that. Let's see what their skirmishers do. Here we've got Riku, has a ton of mobility, can go for this decap. It looks like he's seen it. He's being followed again, though, by enemy thieves. He knows he can't get it, so he's not going all the way. He'd have to do something particularly sneaky here. Blue do ring the bell, as we just saw on the edge of the screen there. So with Blue ringing that, that's a pretty huge buff to their point score. And Blue really taking it away here. It looks like this could be the end of our favored red team here, guys. Valhor maybe going down here. So wins a disenchantment, allowing big bursts to come through from the double warriors here. They get the kill. Run, Rabbit, Run probably needs to just lay some quick aggression down on Zor here. And then bail out fast. So this is Zor hiding behind the boxes. He's not doing that. He's going to let his ally actually take the 1v1 for a while. I think that Zor is possibly favored if everything was even, but it's not. A plus comes in from the blue team, putting Smuckers on even more pressure, forcing Run, Rabbit, Run to come back. This is all the damage right here. We'll see how it comes out. He's running shield block there, really not taking enough advantage. Here's another Rampage. Straight into the Chronomancer's shield 4. Nobody likes to see that. Primal downstate using the terrain very well here. They're climbing to the boxes. That's also very smart. That's a good no port, so Primal can't do anything here. Rampage couldn't throw the boulder to aggress it away. Blue team has the rest of the map. It really all comes down to this. Here you can see the other respawning red team members coming in, just fighting for their clothes. At this point, though, the only win is if Riku gets out of this fight and sweeps the map. But it's too late. Imagine I said that 15 seconds ago. Riku needed to come and he needed to get the other stuff. You'll probably find, though, let's confirm, that the blue Mesmer actually has a port on his close. And he's just going to port through if anything happens. We couldn't quite verify that in time. But yeah, so it was a pretty close game, honestly. But about here, red bottomed out. And again, I think it's the question of staggering. I think a lot of teams struggle with this at the moment, actually. Once they lose that initial foothold and it's not a bit of a back and forth anymore, boom, they sort of lose their way through the whole thing. So again, I think that was a seeded semis. So I think we're going to see the finals come up now. I think. So, yeah, let's go through. WP throwing around F words doesn't sound professional. I don't know where I swore, but I've never cared very much about swearing, Lily. I'm not looking for feedback or advice on swearing. I agree, it doesn't sound very professional, though, for what it's worth. It's just not very high on my priority list. So, is that it? Yeah, okay, so we get the finals. We get the finals. So, if we're going to root for a team, we root for Vans' team since they won... since they beat our guys a second ago there. So I have a critique. We don't often see the end of fights as we have to keep skipping to see everything that's going on. A good example was with the Run Rabbit Run versus the other warrior. We didn't get to see the end of the fight because we were taking so long. So I think a good compromise would be as we watch another fight, we get updates on what ended up happening. Yeah, I'd like that as well. I wonder, and I think from a technical standpoint, I've wondered for a long time about a picture-in-picture concept where you... And we can ignore the technical details of how this would work and how you'd set this up. But a picture-in-picture concept where if you have to leave from a fight that you've watched for a while, prematurely, it like replaces the minimap view is watching that in progress. You'd need 2 counts with a partner access to pull that off first of all, technically. But I don't know how that would really feel to watch kind of thing. So I don't know. You can contribute some new swear words. That would be very nice, thank you. Well, thank you very much for that feedback, though. What other feedback we got here, guys? What did I... When did I swear, by the way? What did I say? I love WP's confused but purposefully respectful reaction to the builds he finds odd. Well, I'm new to this, man, so I mean, I'm not like a master of the meta right now. Maybe some of them are fine. So to prevent myself getting egg on my face, I'll do. Oh, we get a classic final on Kylo here. Hell yes. I'm looking forward to this. So, whose team do we think will win? We have actually seen both teams in progress so far already. Red is this really beautiful comp that I was talking about before. I actually don't think I personally would change anything about this composition in my own estimation. I love this composition. It's got just enough balance of team fight capability, mobility, dueling capability. It's great. I really like this composition here. Moving over... how do these guys actually match up? So they're running a formal support. I think we haven't seen them doing that just yet. Have we? So we actually have a formal support here. There is no Scourge to team fight with. So this is actually a really tanky kind of gross game, to be honest. The red team is going to be fighting through... I mean, the thing is, blue doesn't have blood res or anything. Is Naru actually running blood res in the AT? I would guess he would be. No, he's running curses here. I don't know. I don't know. I think that red is favored matchup-wise here, just because they have a stronger team fight, purely because if the Firebrand Scourge can play well together, and if we're going to see anyone play together, it will be this pair. They can do so much more than, what, like double Mesmer and a Warrior? I don't know. Plus, it's Kylo, right? So... these Mesmers and their Phantasms and stuff are going to have a really annoying time dealing with the red Scourge as he pushes through and as he uses the terrain at CT. We'll see. If this goes to sides, it could be a little bit more damning because sides are very open here. But yeah, so let's see how it goes. Opening splits. Got Mesmers picking up close. Blue Thief is pushing extremely fast, as you can see here. Goes straight up. Gets right into the red team. Blows some of their cooldowns very early. That's very nice. We're looking at the red DPS carry. This is the Scourge. We'll see their perspective as this fight goes on. You're going to see a lot of the pressure come onto this character we're watching right now. You can see he's unloading the damage. Keep an eye if you want to spectate this well here, guys. Keep an eye on the health bars. As you can see, blue is actually chunking a lot quicker, a lot harder. And yes, they're resustaining, but every time you see these health bars go back up, that's a representation of a cooldown that's going down. Massive burst just landed here on the support for the red team. Red team support is down. That means that this Scourge is now the main target and has nothing to bail out. Looking for pills from his friends, but he's really not going to get any. Blue lays the pounds down, and blue actually wins the CT mid. So that's pretty huge. Red all goes down here, and we see that the blue team is at the luxury to now rotate around the map and see what opportunities they can take. Here comes the neutralization on red close. Doesn't get it in time. This Mesmer actually came back without even popping their portal, which is pretty nice. The support resustains. Let's watch the red support. This is currently a very difficult fight for red because blue has aggressed so hard. Sorry with the big mini-map. I'm turning it off. Blue has aggressed so hard here that they're taking advantage of the stagger. If you watch closely, red Scourge has only just come in. This is the first skill that the red Scourge has used in this fight. And guess who's already dead? His support is already dead. So here, this is red not having their Firebrand Scourge support wait together to move in together. And this has been a staggered engagement on close. They're not going to be happy with that at all. So red manages to sweep this. Blue manages to sweep this. They get the neutralization back towards the node. So blue has got a very, very strong position here. However, really nicely, if you look back towards mid, the red Mesmer has actually managed to take the decap. This guy here. He's taken the decap, and he's about to win his mirror. So this is great. He's likely winning this mirror because the blue Mesmer just disengaged from that difficult fight. He gets a plus as well from his SD Thief, who's now rushing around. Swap to short bow. That's probably going to sting a little bit there. They're not going for full cap here. Instead, they'll let the Mesmer take full cap. Rotating back here. You'll actually see that quite masterfully here, red has managed to split the blue guys up a little bit. They've actually taken 2 solid decaps now. The fight is still going on in mid. But this is neutral, and that means a hell of a lot. And over here, guess who also just neutralized over here as well? So really, really great use of mobility. I swear to God, if you guys pause and watch this back, you can see the mobility that is built into the red team's group comp here. Pulls them back into it after a pretty devastating opening. Meanwhile, their Firebrand Scourge support are actually back together again at the mid-fight together. So now Blue's had a little bit more of a staggered entry into this mid-fight. Blue will have a tougher time. We saw that Blue didn't easily win that last mid, by the way, either. And Blue had their first death, just went down here. Big Cleave is going to get dropped over this body. Red has it down as well. Can they get the res? Oh, they did not get that res. that causes the rally to go through. Blue's actually team fighting extremely well. Extremely well. You notice that this node over on the other side of the map, by the way, is still neutral. Which is very good. These teams are committing to the fight. They know that whoever wins the fight wins the node afterwards. It's kind of a second thing. The support goes down on the side of the roads. So Red has got a very difficult battle here because it looks like when it comes to team fighting at CT, they are not sustaining these. The only reason they're still in the game is because of those beautiful neutralizations a second ago as well. So back towards the red spawn here, which is now the main thing in contention. We will see how well the red team fights. They score a kill on Zor, so Zor goes down. Blue realizes that they were losing this. They were a bit greedy. Blue is immediately moving out together. Red can only aggress with 2 numbers because one of them has to go back and score recap value. Target in a clone, unfortunately, there. Good evades, gets straight back off the node. And we're going to be looking at this team fight coming in here again. Looking back towards the red Scourge, where most of the pressure is going to be coming. You'll see that their support is just off the node here. Red support in a really, really disgusting position right now. Red support is only just coming in. Luckily, his team has a bit of momentum on this, so that's good. This is a really good game here, guys, by the way. Really good game. I missed it, by the way, but we actually saw at the other node, a 1v1 was actually lost by Toka here, I think, to Primal Downstate. So Blue resustains that 2-cap there. Another really tricky mid-fight. Great situation you just saw here. The red team were very low, struggling a lot. They actually all ported out to resustain, and then they ported back in. It's still a risky play, and there's no guarantee that they will win this at all. The Scourge has to move away. You'll notice his firebrand support is on him. Heavily is on him. Let's actually watch this from the support's perspective. His Scourge goes down. He procs his res trait. It's not enough. He now needs to bail. That's the firebrand Scourge combo down again. Blue's winning the team fights hard. We have a Treb play in progress. This is actually Toka on the respawn. Just threw a random Treb shot. Oh my god, this killed our camera. Threw a random Treb shot just to disperse them perhaps a little bit on his way out of spawn. That's not too bad. He takes the decap. That's also not too bad at all. That keeps the blue team, the red team available to continue fighting here. Watch how the red team has really not been winning these engagements, but they are fully in this game right now. And that's why you need skirmishes in your comp, guys. Pressured into using the elite off the side of the node here with no downstate bodies. That was a purely defensive elite, just to get them the hell off of him there. And nobody ever feels good having to do that. Scourge comes up onto the node. Shade comes onto the node, sorry. Well, both, I guess, is actually true. Target is on Vans. Vans goes down. Do they get the pressure? Now he doesn't have the elite to pop over it, but that's fine. They've got more than enough pressure. Brilliant for the red team. Huge comeback for the red team. As soon as this neutralization on Clock Tower comes through, that's it. They've managed to... actually, they are in a winning position now. Given enough time, they will actually win the game from this position. So, really excellent. This firebrand support also managed... If they can get this kill on the roads, they do. That's really beautiful. Moving back over to this node, there's a 1v1 in progress. We're looking at legendary shatters here. That's actually been forced out of the 1v1. Oh, no, he's not been... Yeah, okay, so he's ported through. Tried to hold mid. So basically there, he's trying to keep mid-newt. It doesn't quite pay off. He's forced back through. He's going to get plussed by red Scourge. 2 pluses coming in at once right now. Is whoever scores the kill first. Blue or red? Oh, very, very nice here, by the way. The blue plus retargets and hits the red plus, which happened to be a Scourge. So, easy pickings. That fear was glorious, by the way. That fear stopped him getting an easy decap. So that's really nice. Really, guys, we don't care about the other node. The other node right now is free cap. Blue spawn is free cap. It's just a 2-point game. So now we actually see red has secured their 2-cap here. That's gone well for them. This has gone well for them. Barring any cheeky neutralizations from the blue team here. So we'll see whether any land. This guy is going to seek to newt the windmill here. Let's see if he can actually make it. Or if he doesn't, I would question the play. Okay, he's... see, why would you show them that you're there? He could have easily sneakily got that. Instead, he's just sort of aggressed himself into this fight here. Without that decap, red can do very well here now. Red is in an extremely dominant position. Red is actually more than on board to win this. Neutralization attempt in mid there, as you just saw for a second. Never went through. Scourge is being hit pretty hard. There's the elite. Oh, perfectly timed elite. You couldn't ask for anything any better. And the Winds of Disenchantment. You're seeing 2 extremely high power cooldowns coming up there. And the result is 2, 3 blue deaths. What a wombo combo. That's what I like to see, man. Holy crap. Jesus Christ, the pre-casted Ghastly Breach right as the Blues walked into it. With a lot of that team fight, we see that Red is actually manifested on pure point total, the win now. And now Red is doing the aggressive play. Red knows that the blue team is on respawn. They're going to be coming out of those gates in a second. In the meantime, they're taking the aggressive approach. They've got neutralization. I would assume they're going to sweep back to mid now. At least that's what I'd like to do. They've got their back noder still holding mid. That's beautiful. Let's watch the blue. Now that blue is the guys on the back foot, let's see how blue deals with this. Blue has their Firebrand support going it alone for a decap. Not too smart, in my opinion. Would have been much better if he'd let his thief do that. Okay, he's actually coming back through. What was that? A merciful intervention? All right, so they've actually invested their warrior to get the decap. Oh, he never got it in time. Toka actually holds it. 3 cap established now because of that. Toka obviously can't hold this for very long. He's going to bail out. The entire blue team is committed to this half of the map, as you can see here, guys. Massive over-rotation from the Blues. And really, they need to be here at mid. Or really, they need to be over here. Again, great back-noding from Hela here, I think. Or Helia. Utilizing those portals to keep it. And we kind of have a flip right now. Oh, my God. What an explosive mid-fight. I missed that mid-fight. I'm so sorry, guys. Wow, that wasn't a mid-fight. Just a team fight. That's insane. I'm pretty sure we saw a triple rally happen there. Blue is down, but not out, because the blue guy that died was just their skirmish, right? So, blue still has all of their team fighting capabilities available. Also, the blue skirmisher that died gets an easy free cap now. We'll see whether the portal comes in. The problem with this portal, though, is the Mesmer who owns this portal is otherwise engaged in mid already. So, that's being stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Shatters gets off here. We see that the red Scourge goes down. This is really, really nice for the blue team right now. If they can neutralize this, let's see if Zor goes for it, Vans. If they can get that, this would be such a terrible thing to let them decap. That fear as well. Okay, so Helia's actually staying on it, so that's fine. As long as this is held, this node is held, we're looking pretty good, right? For the red team. No, there you go. Neutralization came through. Still everything to play for right now. Red is currently dead. Red is currently staggered. Blue might be able to get back on the board a little bit here. We're going to see Zeronis go for this plus on Shatters. Shatters porters out. Vans comes in. Oh, really, really nice play from the blue team there, as you could see. We got a pretty exciting 2v2 here, except the Shatters was already very low, as we saw earlier. So if they can just punish that, they did. Zeromis is pushed off as well now. Oh my god, the camera is so annoying, guys. This is just a game of playing with the camera. Meanwhile, the node that matters, sorry, it's all about just holding this cap, right, for the red team. So, red team just needs to hold this. They just dump all their acid and their sewage on the field here, and they get that. A hard-fought battle. 3 minutes left on the clock. A very cool final, in my opinion. And red wins it. Again, this is an extremely powerful composition, guys. Extremely powerful. Even losing some of those big engagements, even losing some of the team fights, they can decap long enough to resustain, re-engage, get their heads about him, and make beautiful plays like we saw the friggin' Ghastly Breach Winds of Disenchantment combo, which is what I think we saw. Oh, no, it was the enemy wins. It was an enemy Winds of Disenchantment. These guys aren't fielding a warrior, right? So, I guess it was just a huge crunch. I don't know then. That's a shame, because that kind of ruins it. It was an enemy wins. It was Vans running wins, right? So he dropped wins. No, dropped Ghastly Breach. But I thought I saw red players who still had boons on them in the wins. I swear I saw that. Maybe I'm wrong. Can wins get obstructed in any way? I don't know. But there you have it. How watchable was that? How readable was that? Could you follow the game? You think it could have been way less close? Why is that? Teach me. I think that was a good game. Yeah, like, blue lost this because they got out-rotated. Blue won. Most of those actual team fights, I think, were fairly decisive for the blue team. Well, actually, not true. Not true. They won, like, 2.5, and then red won, like, 2.5 later as well. But blue were a little bit more staggered. I don't know. But it was definitely on rotations that the red team won that. Definitely. Yeah, Georges, the abilities used, I don't think you solve in the cast. I think what you do is you supplement. You treat the day as an event, and around the matches, you do little spotlights, like pre-baked, pre-made things that just show off the meta builds and just show off what those animations are and what they do. So you do that around the main matches of the monthly. So, like, you're never going to be able to explain what wins is, blah, 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 in it. But before, just like this moment here, we'd just throw up a little spotlight on this is what Meta Warrior is. You know, this is the difference between the amulets and whatnot. Why do I stream at 900p? Just higher quality and I can get away with it. So what were some major moments that I missed here, guys? What were some major moments that, like, especially those of you who really know actually how to PvP, can you tell me in chat, like, what was annoying about it? There will have been something annoying that's like, fuck's sake, why didn't he notice? Tell me what I didn't notice so that next time I will try to find it. Moob says he saw a play. Was that on this stream you saw it, or were you in the game? I don't even know. Yeah, was that one Treb shot from Toka there, or were there many? I'm still also, by the way, not sure whether I should use player names or classes. I guess, I mean, it's a back and forth, right? Player names probably is better because it lets people develop a sense of who's on the scene. Right? That's probably better. If you actually care about the scene, like, long term, it's probably better that I say Toka instead of Thief, right? Or the specialization. Because people know what the specializations are from the start. And they'll see it, right? Because the only way I, as the caster, know what class it is by seeing it. And you guys would then also, therefore, see it. It's just easier for me to say character names. I should get used to saying character names. Player names. You get what I mean. Player names, not classes. Yeah, people like who were banned in the past and aren't anymore. I know that basically everyone in this fucking game has done something juvenile and dumb and dim-witted that I have absolutely no respect for. But at the end of the day, if you get too hung up on that stuff, there would literally not be a scene to, like, you can't actually take, people call each other monkeys in this scene, right? Everyone's basically, it's like chimpanzees running around throwing shit at one another. That's literally the, like, mentality we're dealing with in PvP. You can't get upset or, like, try and take a moral high road too often here, because frankly, it's pretty slim pickings. So, yeah, I mean, I just say let the past be the past, and I'll judge people how they are today, not yesterday. Which is generally an alright philosophy, so, yeah. Name, aka the... Well, I just want to save as many syllables as possible, Georges, really. So, like, I want to be able to describe what's happening in as few sounds as possible so that I can save up room to talk about other shit. I missed the Treb shot letting both the Necro and the Guard res. Did I really? Was it at least on the footage? There's two levels of it. One is I don't even catch footage of it. Two is I don't talk about it. One is a worse crime than the other. I sort of don't mind if I miss something in the moment as long as there was footage of it. And then on a proper, like, monthly show, people would sit down afterwards and they'd say, oh, yeah, did you notice this? Oh, yeah. Like, that would be the cool... you know, and then you can get that quality in. Let me scroll up. To a PvP player, it was very hype and readable. That was pretty good hype, in my opinion. But to a new person, they would be lost as fuck. Yeah, I mean, yeah. As long as the camera work's getting better, that's what I really care about. I've improved quickly. Thank you, Dreamcore. That was an awesome match. Thanks for hosting the tourney. I mean, I'm literally just doing this. What do you guys think of the bars? Tell me about the bars. They're good, aren't they? I'm going to say that a million times. Alright, let me scroll down. If game of the day is a step one in rejuvenating the scene, step 2 is casting in your own way, joining the ranks of people like Jeb. What is step 3? This might be a ridiculous question, but I'm interested in rejuvenating the scene. Well, my philosophy with this, I'll be very clear about this, right? Like, number one, like, I actually don't see the point in playing or caring about PvP if you don't think it can have a future. To me, like, my understanding of this game is actually that it was dead as fuck for, like, the first year and a half. It was like, it had nothing. And it was only with Heart of Thorns that they started, you know, putting money in it and trying to make it a thing. 99% of people you speak to will be like, oh, there's never going to be a future with this game. But I think they're talking shit. I think if you can actually snowball a scene from the community end and just build something up, there's no reason why eventually they might say, oh, this is a good thing to foster. So I have that base optimism. And you might discount that, but at that point we just sort of end the conversation. But accounting for the optimism that maybe it could go somewhere. Yeah, I think step one is stuff like good players just talking about what they're doing. Like, Game of the Day is so easy. I wish everyone who had any remote understanding of how to play the game was doing series like that. Honestly, it's so easy. And it raises the skill level. You build people's skill level up, and unranked and ranked are less frustrating to play. That helps leagues feel a little bit more entertaining. So I think that's really important. But yeah, I actually think if you can make a really good monthly show, where the monthlies are really good, even if there's not like cash in it. When I used to be a big PvP, it was long before money was involved, but everybody loved the scene, and they were hoping it would go somewhere. It's no different right now. It's no different. And it was just fun, right? So, and people respected the scene. Right now, nobody respects it. So literally all I think is just, if you could do a really good monthly show once a month, and like, you can get at least 1,000 viewers plus, which I know you could get. If you did a really good show, and you advertised it properly at the right time, I reckon you could get 2K or over. Easy, 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 easy. I think people don't even need money to care about monthlies, as long as they feel like there's a ton of people fawning over them and watching them on a big stream. Like, none of these stupid 500 viewer lower streams, none of this bullshit. Like, actually thousands of people watching you and caring about you because you're good at the game. That's all that the scene actually needs. And then after that, once there's actually some kind of like base layer, bedrock to the scene, at that, it's just a numbers game, and it's waiting for the next expansion and constantly new players coming in and filtering it up and emboldening it. But right now, like, it's that. So yeah, I think that's step one, step two. And step three is ArenaNet actually throwing this side of the game a bone when it comes to the next expansion. No, I don't actually believe that it needs a new game type, but yeah. I also think ArenaNet need to communicate more about this. Don't just leave it all up to ANAT Ben. Hopefully someone else over there gets a bit of enthusiasm and grows some balls to talk to the community a bit more. Most people in the PvP scene have the emotional maturity of 10-year-olds anyway, so you don't have to be intimidated. Just engage with them. Explain your balanced decisions. Explain your thinking about stuff. Have some balls. Go for it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? But yeah. Have you ever saw/played Corsair's Stronghold PvP map in Terra? Guild Wars 2 Stronghold was that. I think it'd be super popular. No, I haven't. I don't really have any opinions on that either. But it sounds cool. As far as building a community, I think it's important to have baseline players that just enjoy the scene, having fun with it, like how Overwatch started. Yeah, I mean, it's just, well, we've talked about this way too much. I'm not interested in talking about this for hours and hours and hours again. Yeah, like, Moobs is right. There was a good scene before Heart of Thorns. I mean, it was around Season 2 and stuff with Pet and Zoo and that ended up pushing me out of it. But, yeah, I mean, it's always been like that. For me, that's always been my impression. I don't see just why, when Heart of Thorns came out, like, people say, oh, it's because of the devs behind it, but there's no reason more devs can't step up and decide that that's what they're passionate about and work at it. There's no reason. There's no reason. And this is the most fun Guild Wars 2 has to offer. Anybody who doubts me, even remotely, get in there, try it. When you actually learn what's going on, this is by far the most engaged, by far. Not the most complicated, beautiful-looking raid with the coolest drops you've ever experienced, comes a fraction of the way close to how engaging and addicting PvP is, and can be, once you get your foot in the door. Seriously, and I say that with 100% sincerity. As someone with 20,000 hours almost in this franchise, I say that, and I stand by it. PvP is fucking good. You just gotta get it, though. As for the camera work, mention the player rotating or checking offside plays, but leaving the cam on the main team while they're giving. Yeah, I did really bad with big, small. Honestly, every time I watch my own thing back to give myself feedback, because I trust my own feedback more than I trust your guys's, alright? Like, pff, shoot me. Whenever I watch it back myself to see what I think of my own, what I want myself to be doing is watching a 1v1 and then quickly go, by the way, guys, you can see over here we've got another fight. Just keep your eye on that. And then turn it off and go and keep going. That's what I want to do. I want to constantly do that. By the way, looking at the crossover here, I don't need to spectate Toka going for a decap. I just need to say, oh, look, he's moving for it, and trust that you guys have seen that with the big mini-map and then make it small again. That I actually think is the secret sauce. That's the best way to do it, and I'm just not used to doing it that way. I feel through your commentary, I could learn something and understand better. Well, you can hear from me soon, guys, on why Renegade sucks. Way! Because you didn't understand this already. But learn why I have less than a 50-50 win rate. Playing unranked against complete beginners as a Renegade. Tune in to Winning Potatoes 2. I disagree that Conquest has too few mechanics. I just think you need high quality games. If every rung of that tourney was... and by the way, just to be clear here, guys, right? When more people do these... A big part of it, right? A big part is you guys listening, actually turning up to the dailies. Seriously, I know that sounds stupid. But the more QP that starts rolling around, if and when we actually get to a point where people have to auction QP for the Cormier's Clash, right? When you do that, what that essentially means is you get higher quality games the whole way through. The matchmaking for the tourney improves the whole way through, and you don't get slam dunks. And that's really, really, really important if you're going to get good casts and good streams on the day of the monthly. You need lots of people signing up to the daily, so there's a ton of QP, and we're basically... The auction idea has to become a thing. So it's not just that everyone and anyone gets into it. Because 100 QP is nothing. Like, it's nothing, guys. So, yeah, you know, that's a big part of it as well. Just everyone turning up to these dailies. It really is that. And the more that flows around, the more you'll see stuff. I mean, the devs are doing stuff with tourneys as well. We'll see what they do from their end. And obviously, they have a very big role to play if this is ever going to go anywhere again. But, yeah. But when you get high-quality games... Sorry, back to the point. When you get high-quality games, you will see more interesting stuff happening with Lord. You'll see more interesting stuff happening with Tranquility and at Bell and whatnot. You will. It's got more than enough mechanics. Conquest actually has so much so fast, it's insane. Yeah, spectator changes. It is a bit clunky, but I think casters can work around it. You know, if they have limited development resources... The devs don't need to focus on me and tuning up the eyes and making this more readable and whatnot. Don't worry about that. I will work around it. Georges will work around it. Jebro will work around it. Anyone else who also tries it, the blue 42s of the future, they will work around it, right? They're going to care about the scene. It's their job to put in the extra effort and try, right? Like, so don't worry about that. They should spend their development resources on important shit, like identifying jump spot telegraphs and tweaking maps and general balance and implementing new conquest maps and identifying what it is people are excited about and all that kind of stuff. That's what they need to do. It's good enough at the moment. You wonder if a 24/7 ranked spectator bot stream could be a thing? I think that could be a thing too, actually, yeah. There could be all kinds of 24/7 streams in Guild Wars, by the way. There could be loads. But there you go, guys. That's literally it. I was literally just a bit of practice. These aren't big streams. This is just me dicking about in the middle of the night, just practicing, and then I'll do it again on another day. I hope you guys enjoyed. For me, that was a lot of fun. Mad props to CVPCS, who's running that bar thing. Hopefully you guys got a much better, easier sense of who was winning or how even the games were just by looking at the bars. We never saw any great moments on Capricorn. Actually, when I rewatch the VOD, I will watch Capricorn and see whether I saw the bars chunking up. But that's it, guys. I'll be back. Tomorrow is my normal regular stream. I've got a Super Adventure Box video to make and all kinds of other fun stuff. So, yeah, thanks, everyone. Your support means everything. I really like seeing the recognizable PvPers using chat and shit. It's super cool. Because again, I'm not really a voice in this arena, and it's good to see you guys doing that. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna go lose some more games on Renegade.